Welcome to the Good Place Marionville podcast, dedicated to highlighting the good right here in Marionville, Missouri.
You know, there are certain businesses that you don't necessarily appreciate until you need them. And I believe that towing may just be one of those businesses. Until you're sitting on the side of the road, either broken down or having damage from an accident, you don't really have a full appreciation for the work of the tow truck driver. Hillbilly's Towing has been in Marionville since 1987, and we previously interviewed Joe Walker when he was the owner, and I'll put the link to that interview in the show notes.
Just 1 year ago, Steve Kuhs became the owner of Hillbilly Towing, and Joe handed the baton over to Steve and his sons. Today, we have Steve and his son Wyatt Kuhs in the studio with us to get to know them, find out how the last year has gone, and how we as a community can best support them and their business. Steve and Wyatt, welcome.
Hi.
We're glad we're glad to have you guys here.
They're super thrilled because tow truck drivers are usually the people that want to talk the most in the city, and so they're so excited to be on camera today.
Well, I did before the interview. I did text Steve, and we had agreed. We're like, I'm going to check and make sure you're not on a tow when it's time for us to record.
Right.
So we're grateful for you guys being here. So many people here in Marionville knew and loved your wife, Lisa, who passed away not long after, around the same time as purchasing Hillbillies. So I know this community really rallied around your family in so many ways. And today we want to honor her memory and the legacy that she's left in your family and in your business. So, Steve, why don't you tell us about your family?
Well, we have three boys and then 13-year-old daughter. It's been a rough go. It really has. Uh, trying to play both roles, which I am not very good at. I will be the first to say. But it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge with the boys. Been a challenge in the business itself. It's just been a real challenge. That's about all I know to say, really.
Mhm.
You guys live in town? You live out of town? Where do you guys live?
No, we live about 4 or 5 miles south of Marionville, in between Marionville and Crane.
So have you always been in this area?
I grew up in Crane. Me and Lisa both were high school sweethearts. We graduated from Crane, got married right out of high school, lived in Crane and um, lived there forever until we built this house. When we built it in 17, we bought some land so that the boys could come up and play football at Marionville. That was the main objective to move to Marionville.
And now we got that football field. Wow, it's fantastic. All right. So what's your work background? Have you always been in towing? Always been in, car stuff?
No, most of my adult life, I've been heavy diesel mechanic, John Deere, Fabic, worked at Jenkins Diesel, been around it. So it just kind of made sense to kind of go this avenue. And we wanted to do it for the kids. It was never for me or Lisa. It was just, we wanted to do it for the kids was our main goal for that.
So let's talk about that for a minute. So that was, I was going to ask you, like, had you always wanted to have a family business? When you say is for the kids, it's for their future?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many of the kids are working in the business right now?
Right now, just Wyatt. Yeah.
The others all in high school or
No.
a variety?
Yeah. So Sawyer is graduated. Hayden's still in high school.
Hmm.
And then Brooke, she's in junior high. So
Yes. You got a while there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And learning how to tow trucks and tow vehicles the way you guys do it. I mean, I've been as a volunteer of the fire department. I've been on many of those wrecks with you, and I'm amazed. I think the most incredible one was the one that you had to pull the truck out of the mud, and you had to pull it like a quarter of a mile in order to get it out of the ditch. And
Right by the apple orchard,
yeah,
right?
right. Like,
Mm.
yeah, that was like right after you guys bought the business. Like, yeah, this is where you go. It's like Ice Road truckers
Welcome.
and Ice Road Highway. Those guys that do the towing up in Alaska. I was like, that's what this is like. I've seen it right
It's
live on
crazy.
TV.
Mm.
All right. So what sets you apart? Like, who should be coming to you guys for work? I mean, as you got tow trucks that could tow semi trucks and heavy equipment, and tow trucks that can tow cars. What sets you apart?
um, I don't know what. See what. Tell them
What
what
do you
you
think,
think.
Wyatt? You're the
Uh,
heavy tow truck guy, right?
I would say probably just being able to be, taking care of that person, um, being courteous to them because
Mm.
they're in a vulnerable moment of, frustration or, sad or, their family or if it's a crash or if it's just a regular tow, they're mad probably because their car's probably let them down. They got to be at work or so you just kind of let them know, get out of the way of the road and tell them they can sit in the truck and just watch out for them. And then get, I like to conversate with them as we're driving if we can, if it, especially a lot of people are easy to do that with if you open it up the right way. Um, and then it kind of takes your mind off of it. And
Hmm.
I don't know.
You said something really valuable just now in the sense that a lot of people might start by saying what sets them apart is, well, we take really good care of the car or the truck or the vehicle and all that. But you're actually talked about the people. And I think that is powerful and that does set you apart. And then we know you're going to take good care of the other stuff as it comes along because you are building a relationship with those people. So,
Mhm.
So let's
I,
talk about that other stuff. I mean, so what else do you do besides tow vehicles? Because there's not always a need 100, 24 hours a day for a tow truck. Hillbillies is also doing other stuff at the shop.
Yeah. So at the Marionville shop, we've got hired a kid. Ryan Minkle is his name. He's very, very optimistic on making this be something of his. He likes running that shop. He takes pride in everything that he does. Um, we all try to take pride in everything that we do. I mean, it's got our name on everything. So, but he's stepped up and he's really trying to make that something of his own. And we are kind of letting him do that. So we does all kinds of automotive mechanics, tires. It's not just brakes and oil changes. We do everything. I mean, he's done clutches, he's done head jobs, he's done all kinds of stuff. And, I just let him do what he feels comfortable doing. I don't want him getting out of his wheelhouse of what he can and can't do. I want him to be comfortable in every job that he takes. Um, and then Billings, we're purchasing that building up at Billings
hmm.
where Stat was, and that's where we're doing a lot of heavy diesel mechanicing. Um,
Is that where all the semi trucks, that red building where the
yep,
semi
Right
trucks
on
are all
the
parked?
highway.
yep,
Oh, okay. Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
So we do a lot of ag tractor repair and semi tractor repair. So there's a big calling for that. So
Well, congratulations. That's a big expansion.
Yeah,
yeah,
that is.
That-
All right, Wyatt. So tell me, what is your favorite part about going to work each day?
Um, hopefully getting to run the semi,
Okay.
uh, hauling something,
Hmm.
chaining something down, make sure it ain't gonna go anywhere, which
which that's good.
it's it's good, but there's always the thought too that something could fail.
Hmm.
That's why it's important to just inspect your equipment. You're working with it every day. You're gonna know if something don't look right or if it does look right and be like, we're good to go. Um, and then just trying to, you know, take care of people when they're having a bad time of their day, just making sure.
I was thinking about what you just said about checking, everything when you think you're ready to go. I know a lot of times when someone's sitting on the highway and there's been an accident and you're waiting for something to get towed, we really don't want you to rush the job, right? We
Mhm.
want you to do it right. And it's an encouragement for everybody to stay out of the way, let you guys do your job because it is important that everything be done properly or there could be another disaster. And certainly no one wants that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the semi. You're talking about the big tow truck that you have that can tow semis, right? That what you meant?
Yep.
Like that thing looks like it was from the 1950s. It's a huge old thing. It's not all fancy schmancy like the $1 million tow trucks today. How old is that truck?
Well, we got two of them, so that
Okay,
that one that one is a '98 model. And then
okay,
we've got a 388 Peterbilt. That's a 2011,
okay.
Wow.
and um, they both got their places. The older trucks, the off road guy. You're gonna get where you're going tomorrow, but you'll get there. Um, but yeah, it's good for they got their purposes. Another thing too that's really kind of gets me excited about it is you never know what you're going to get into, because there's no two situations alike really, and you kind of learn as you go, and you kind of gotta use your noggin a little bit and
Or a
think
lot.
think what's going to happen
Yeah.
if you try this technique versus doing it this way, and then you just learn, and then next time you might be something similar, and then be like, well, we're doing it this way, it didn't doing it that way. So
Wow. It's a lot to navigate.
yeah.
All right. So how do you, I know, Steve, when we talked on the phone the other day, you said your phone really rings a lot. How do you manage that with the phone ringing night and day whenever people, they don't always know when there's going to be a need for a tow? How do you manage that?
I don't have a good answer for that.
Tell people to be safe, right?
Yeah. I mean, so the phone system that we've got now, before we was having to kind of take turns with the phone. So we would transfer it from, me, Wyatt, or, whoever. Now we've got an app where we actually have the phone rings through several different people. So we should never have a missed call because it's going through at least 5 or 6 different people all the time. So we can kind of just shut off and, hey, you guys got the phone tonight, and let someone have a break from it for a while or something. But still, during the day, I may not answer it all the time, but I know it's ringing all the time. So
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good news. Most businesses are really excited about the phone ringing.
yeah.
All right. So when you're not towing trucks, what are you guys doing for fun? Steve, what are you doing for fun? I mean, obviously you're being a dad and a mom at the same time. You got a teenage daughter who's 13, which that is exciting every day. What are you doing for fun?
Honestly, right now, we just don't have a whole lot of time for fun. We're trying to focus on getting this thing where we want it and grow it where that, in a couple of years we can sit back and kind of have all that fun at once. We're just kind of grinding right now. So
That makes sense.
Wyatt,
Yep.
does dad ever let you have any fun when he's not looking?
No.
This is being recorded, Jim.
This is truth.
We don't want to.
This is live truth right here in Marionville on the Good Place Maryville podcast.
All right. I want you guys to take a minute and talk to everybody that's listening, give them some practical advice. If they break down or they have an accident, what is the best thing for them to do first? Because I think a lot of people panic and they may not do the right thing. And you guys are kind of some experts that have seen a lot of different variety. Tell everybody what they should do.
If you break down, just a simple breakdown, and you're able to get off the main strip of the highway,
Mm-hmm.
do that. And then if you're in an accident, um, that's kind of back to no two things are the same. They're usually you just don't know on that, but just try to listen to the officers, the fire department, ambulance, whoever gets there, and they're gonna watch out for you. Try to get you in a safe spot to where you're not still in the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then anyone that's driving up to an accident, passerby, slow down, pay attention. Don't gawk at the accident and then cause another one. Just take your time, watch for where everybody is, and go on about your way. Because there's already a big cluster going on, then we don't need more of it.
And right here on 60, I mean, there's no room. I mean,
No, not
there's just no room.
no.
And we do appreciate it when everybody slows down and just gets through. Don't take the gawking. There'll be pictures somewhere later because it is dangerous out there. And it seems like the accidents happen at sunset. Or sunrise. Just be careful. Give these guys a break and go wide on them.
Yep.
All right, now might be a time to plug your phone number. We all know, just so you know, because as a first responder, if there's been a car accident, everybody's okay. We let the people who have been in an accident to choose who they want to tow their car. All you got to do is say Hillbilly's towing, and they can be out there and do it. Steve, go ahead and plug your phone number so that everybody can put it into their phone so they've got it when they have an emergency.
yeah, it's 417-258-7177.
One more time.
417-258-7177.
Awesome. We'll put it in the show notes for everybody so that, because they may not be needing, you might be on some stranded, country road and need something, don't need a police to come out or anything, but just need to get the the car back in service or something. So it'd be good to have that in your phone. So I just thought that would be a good idea. What?
If you have a buddy that's got rope and says, I can pull you home, run. Run far away. I've seen those videos. It never
It
ends
doesn't
well.
go well.
There's a good chance we might be after the vehicle anyways.
Yes. Or after
Save
the
yourself-
ambulance.
Save yourself a couple hours and some damage. Call Hillbillies directly. So, all right, what else should I be asking you that we haven't covered yet in today's show that you want our community to know?
I would at least like to say thank you to the police and the fire department, ambulance, first responders, for all their service and time away and being there in emergencies that we've came in later on to clean up from crashes. And I just wanted to at least say that for anyone listening or listening later.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's nice that we've all kind of got a relationship and kind of can help one another. I know we've rolled up on wrecks before, and the fire department has guided a car on when we've got multiple vehicles there. We got one truck grabbing one car and one guy working on it, and another one. They always just jump in and they help us get hooked up or steer it on the bed or whatever, and it is greatly appreciated. It helps everyone get out of there and get safer, get to a safe zone a lot quicker.
Well, as a community, we're going to do our best to support you at Hillbillies Towing and up there at your Hillbillies Auto Repair. What do you call it different? Is it a different business, the auto repair?
Yeah, so as people may have noticed, we changed the logo and stuff up when we took it over. That was something that we were trying to do before the accident with Lisa. We were in the mix of trying to figure out what we wanted to do. So we finally came up with it. It was, she got in on part of it, but she didn't get the final say, and I hate it. But we changed the logo, and we've kind of done away with HTI Automotive. We've kind of just went to Hillbilly Towing and Hillbilly Diesel Repair is basically what we're doing now.
Okay.
So kind of everyone always paid us in Hillbilly Towing, and so it was just a pain because the bank didn't want to take checks and do this. So we had to have people rewrite stuff. So we just changed it. So
Well, we'll all try to do the right thing when we're there. Make sure we get it right so you can get the money in the bank. And I think you guys have done a great job. And the logo looks great. And I know that there's a lot of people that have been able to take advantage of your services, whether they wanted to or not at the time. We're grateful that you are doing that here in town, especially the towing, but all of the other services as well. So,
Do you have any
great
idea
job.
in the first 11 months how many tows you guys have done?
do you know?
I don't. I could look and see, but off the top of my head,
There's not a tally board, right?
All right. Next time they come on the show, we'll make sure we get a number from them. But Steve and Wyatt Kuhs, thank you so much for being on the Good Place Marionville podcast. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with a whole bunch of news going on in the city. But thank you again to Steve and Wyatt for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what a great conversation with Steve and Wyatt. That was a lot of fun.
Yes. Now we let them get back to work in case somebody needed a tow.
That's right. And they were getting a little stressed out because, I've been
And
an
there's
hour.
a lot more news to cover today,
There
Jim.
is a lot more news to cover today. Hey, yesterday the Comet baseball team had their home opener on a brand new Bill Rowe field, and Bill Rowe and family were so honored. Bill threw out the first pitch on the turf field. No videos have been provided yet, but I think he got it over the plate. Marionville is so grateful for all the Rowe family has done to support our community.
Yeah, Jim, and I'm going to put in a link to the interview that we did with Bill Rowe earlier for people that maybe just want to go back and hear his story once again. So at the Marionville High School, there is a registered youth apprenticeship program that is seeking local businesses to partner with for providing good jobs for students and graduating seniors, which also is providing good employees for local businesses.
Yes, students will gain valuable experience and an industry-recognized credential for completing the whole process. Businesses will gain a pipeline of qualified workers. Hey, if you're interested, contact Billie Green at bgreen@marionville.us or 417-258-2521 to get more information or schedule a meeting. And of course, that information will be in the show notes below.
Yes.
But you can also go to the high school main office and ask for Billie Green. Hey, at 7:30 Monday morning, Springfield Striping and Sealing broke ground at Logan Park.
Big news.
That
And
was.
this past weekend, while it was hot outside, many neighbors were reported out helping others with tree damage after the freeze because there was a lot of stuff to do cleanup on.
Yes, and for those of you that weren't grateful for the freeze, it made it so that your lawn didn't grow. So, all right, Jamie Bella reported Marionville Middle School Honor Society and leadership classes helped pack Easter eggs for the Methodist Manor, and holy smokes, did they pack Easter eggs. And the fire department, they also helped the fire department for their upcoming Easter egg hunt. They assisted with almost 3,000 eggs and had a blast being a helping hand.
Also, Jamie Bella let me know that painting the Ville green raised $527.97 for Care to Learn. And it's never too late to drop off a donation for the Care to Learn. And speaking of the egg hunt at the Manor, last Saturday was really beautiful, and kids and parents came out for donuts, pictures with the Easter Bunny, and lots of eggs were collected. The fire department was there as well and spent the rest of the day installing free smoke detectors with the assistance of the Red Cross. Jim, you said it was really great to meet so many people and to be able to help them out, wasn't it?
It was so much fun. And for all of you that let us in to let us install or update your smoke detectors, we installed 29 fresh smoke detectors and 7 CO detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. If you have a home that needs a new smoke detector or a carbon monoxide detector, just contact City Hall. They'll get hold of the fire department and we'll come out and take care of that. The Red Cross gave us some extras to be able to have to install during the year between now and when they come back next year.
Perfect.
All right, Marionville Special Services is hosting their 3rd annual Transition Fair night on March the 26th. From 5 to 7 p.m. I believe in the it'd be the elementary. Is it in the gym or is it in the?
No, it's at the high school.
It's at the cafeteria. Excuse me. For the high school, I meant to say high school. The high school cafeteria.
And then after that event at the school, you can head on over to the candidate meet and greet from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Assembly of God Church.
Saturday is packed with excitement with the running of the Squirrels 5K donut run and the Fire Auxiliary egg drop, burger plate lunch, and pie and dessert auction. The egg drop starts at 11:30, and they're asking for baked goods to be made and brought to the park by 11 a.m. to prepare for the auction. Donut run, egg drop sounds like it's just a
pie, dessert, all the things.
All about eating on Saturday.
Great. All right, March 28th is also our birthday here at the Good Place Marionville podcast. That's right, we're celebrating 2 years of spreading good news in Marionville. Thanks to everyone who has come on the show to make this possible and to our podcast sponsors, the Bank of Billings, alpharealty, Smart Insurance, the Lions Club, and Central Place, and others that have helped to make this possible. Keep sending us good news to share with the community.
Hey, this episode of the Good Place Marionville podcast is sponsored by the Bank of Billings. At the Bank of Billings, banking's personal. It's the place where your banker knows your name, your business, and the community you care about. Stop by and see the difference a hometown bank can make. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
All right, now here's a fun one. April 4th, Bama Man Food Truck is doing a fish fry fundraiser
Easy for you to say.
for the FFA. So it's fish fry fundraiser for the FFA from 5 to 7:30. And I looked up the address, and I believe it's in the parking lot at the beer store. So you can call ahead and pre-order or text in your order. I will put that phone number in the show notes.
Fish fry fundraiser by the Future Farmers of America.
Yeah. You got it.
In first responder news, congratulations to Officer Raimundo for her special promotion this past week during the alderman meeting. She got to be police corporal. The stripe was added by her father, who is also a police officer.
Way to go. The House Church Marionville is hosting an Easter outreach at Marionville High School this Sunday, March 29th from 11 to 2. There will be free food, multiple egg hunts, games and activities for all ages. And they said that this is a come and go event, but if you need more information, please reach out to the House Marionville, and I'll put the phone number in the show notes as well as a link to their Facebook page for more details.
In business news, Alice Irene's restaurant celebrating 2 decades, 20 years on the books. They're bringing back some retired menu favorites to help the celebration. This week, enjoy a Reuben sandwich or beef liver and onions. We'll keep announcing the items as they happen, support our local restaurant, and enjoy some great food together.
Visit Marionville.com is now live and is a curated place for residents and visitors to have a one-stop shop to learn what Marionville has to offer. We will talk more about this in coming weeks, but please take a moment to check it out. And if you have a business and want to be listed for free or a basic or premium ad, please reach out on the website for more details. It's really easy. From parks to lodging, food, and churches, this website will help us all find each other and help each other grow.
That's visitmarionville.com. Check it out. Thank you to Steve and Wyatt Kuhs for being our guest today and allowing our town to get to know you a little bit better.
Thank you also to the Bank of Billings for sponsoring today's podcast. Consider becoming a sponsor. You can contact us at thegoodplacemarionville@hotmail.com.
You can report good news by email at goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com.
And if you enjoy this podcast, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when each episode releases.
Hey, thanks for joining us for an extended version of the Good Place Marionville podcast. Keep your eyes out for the good, and together we can celebrate Marionville.